What's up guys, Riley here with Hodson Motors. Today we're taking you guys on a really long extended drive, showing you all the goodness that is driving our 1972 Ford F100. If you're watching this video during the month of May, we are giving this truck away on our website, hodsonmotors.com. If you've just stumbled across us, here at Hodson Motors, we build cool classic trucks like this and then give them away to someone just like you just by buying something on our website. If you want to see all of the goodness that's on the truck, all the things we did to it, watch the walk around video. Normally we put in the walk around video a driving impressions, but we want to do a long driving impression video, show you what it's like to drive it on the highway, what it's like to drive it on surface streets, what it's like to tow a trailer with it, and what it's like off-road. This is a great truck, definitely the nicest truck we've ever given away, with the best things that we've ever put on a giveaway truck. It really is great. We want to show you how great it drives and all that good stuff. This is also a good video because it's going to show you that these trucks always require shakedown. This truck's only been finished for a couple weeks. We finished the truck and we kind of get the giveaway going. So you're going to see as I talk in this video about things that we're still improving, things that we still need to improve. I'm really open and honest when we make these videos because I want you guys to see that we don't think that our poop doesn't stink and that there's always things to improve. So again, when we're doing this, I'll talk about things that we're going to continue to make better over time as we shake down these trucks. I think classic vehicles need at least 6 months of shakedown time before they're really fully done. So we've only got a couple weeks in it, so you'll see as we talk about more of those kinds of things that need done. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop in. We're gonna first cruise over, go hit up a parking garage, take some cool parking garage pics, and then we'll go over, pick up our trailer with our Ranger, put the Ranger on the bed of the trailer and tow that around, then we'll go do an off-road trail and it'll all be cool. So yeah, let's hop in and go do it. Cruising around like this, city streets, it is super happy. I mean, the truck is extremely comfortable. I will say, because the truck is not tuned, this is the factory Ford tune. There is no hydro chip or anything like that in here. It's running just the factory tune. The truck makes no smoke. Unless you are like full throttle under a load and it has to dump a little bit of fuel, there's no smoke, which actually for a daily drivable truck is way better. You're not every single stoplight pulling off the line and smoking everybody out. And so I like that. I like that it doesn't roll a lot of black smoke. I'll take a little bit loss in power just to be comfortable and not piss other people off around me. So I do really like that about it. The truck's really light. It absolutely rips. But yeah, city driving is just great. The steering is perfect because we did all new steering components. The steering is absolutely perfect with no steering stabilizer. So it's not a bear you can drive with one hand, but you are not fighting it. It steers straight down the road. Does exactly what it's supposed to do. So all those brand new Moog steering components really make for great steering feel. I'm also not sweating, even though it's 90 degrees in Las Vegas today. I'm not sweating because we've got this air conditioning in here, and this is one of the reasons why we didn't pull this 90s dash out, was because we get the 90s air conditioning, and the AC in this truck is the best. It is so cold. I'm ready to turn it off, even though it's 90 degrees outside. I'm getting cold in here. This little cab with all this air conditioning, it gets cold, and it will keep you cold through the summertime, which is a big deal because a lot of times you can't drive your Classic in the summer because it's just too hot. But not this thing. I would drive this thing all summer long and not have a problem with it at all. Another thing that we didn't talk about, but I just now noticed as we're getting off the freeway, going from 70 down to 0, is the brake. So we had a hell of a time fighting these brakes, and we couldn't figure out why. Why were the brakes soft? We replaced everything in the brake system, the brake booster all the way down to the rear drums, and replaced everything in the rear drums, did new drums, but just still, for whatever reason, couldn't figure it out. And the one thing we didn't replace was the brake lines. So one day I had one of the guys hit the brakes while I grabbed the lines, and sure enough, you could feel the rubber brake lines swelling. And I was like, dang it. The one thing where I was trying to save a little bit of money by not spending like $200 on stainless steel brake lines, I was like, no, the rubber lines are in good shape. They're not overstretched. Let's just use them. And then it ended up being that the rubber lines were bad. So we replaced all the rubber lines with nice stainless steel lines, and now it brakes great. Now, if you've driven an OBS Ford, a 90, anything from 1980 all the way to 1997 even, you know that the brakes can be a little spongy, and it kind of holds true in this. You get a little bit of sponge in the very, first inch or two of pedal travel, and then it gets nice and firm. But it brakes great. It'll lock up on these 37s, and it brakes really well. So there's no issue there, but it's not quite like driving a vehicle with Hydro Boost. This is still a vacuum boosted system, has a vacuum pump on the block, provides vacuum to the booster, but it does brake well. Totally safe, totally confidence inspiring, and they make upgraded kits for these where you can do big wheelwoods or anything like that if you want to, but for now, it's perfect, it's great. And so it stops good, it steers good, it accelerates good, and for in-town driving, 70 miles an hour on the freeway, 45 miles an hour on surface streets, steering, flipping U-turns, doing everything you gotta do, it does great. And I think mainly it does so well because of that Kingpin front axle that we put in. We got a Dana 60 out of a 1988 Ford F350. Kingpin Dana 60, probably, top 3, if not top 2, most desirable front axles of all time. Just a great front axle. Makes for a very stable, and great ride alongside those brand new F350 leaf springs, and then all of our Bilstein shocks. The Bilstein shocks are something that I am in love with. Bilstein shocks as a brand and on most of our trucks. But we went with the light valve shocks on this system, and the truck might be a little too heavy for the light valve shocks and these leaf springs because they're factory leaf springs front and rear. We've got a helper spring in the rear, so an add-a-leaf, and then we've got the factory 2-inch block in the rear, and then we've got just stock F350 leaf springs in the front. And maybe the springs are a little too soft, plus the heaviness of the truck, that the lightly valved Bilsteins might not be enough dampening. I feel like the truck's a little bouncy, so I think I'm gonna order up a set of the heavier valve Bilsteins and give them a try and see if we like the ride better. And if we do, we'll save the lightly valved springs for another truck down the road. And if we don't, we'll put the lightly valved ones back in. If it makes the ride too rough, we'll do that. Again, these are the shakedown things that you got to do, and it sucks to have to spend the money, but good thing is we build a lot of trucks, and so I'll always be able to reuse those parts. It is what it is. Yeah, see, we just hit a speed bump there, and we hit the bump and we get 2 or 3 bounces afterwards, which I don't like. I think it should bounce one time and be done. All right, made it up here. We're up here picking up our little trailer with our Polaris Ranger. I've been driving for about 45 minutes already today. This truck is so dang easy, guys. Like, normally when you're driving a classic, there's always some drama about the brakes or the steering or something, but this thing is just freaking drama-free in a good way. It still feels like driving a classic. It still has that classic vibe. People are still giving you the thumbs up. You still get all the goods of the classic, but none of the negatives. It's really pretty awesome. But we're up here. We've got our 15-foot flatbed, and then on that, we've got our Polaris Ranger. Now this is just a test to show you guys how well it will pull. This is probably pretty indicative of what most people would be pulling with a truck like this, a class like this. Maybe you got a side-by-side and you want to use it to haul that. I don't really expect the winner of this to be pulling a big 40-footer with like 15,000 pounds. I don't think that would be smart to do, but this is probably a pretty good example of what you might be doing if you win this truck, is hauling something like this. So we thought, let's put the Ranger on there. Let's go driving around, go hit the highway, see how it does, and show you guys how it tows and it doesn't get pushed around, anything like that. Just for disclaimers purposes, we have never towed with it. So this is a first for us, and let's see how she does. But yeah, we're all hooked up, ready to go. So let's hop back in and go do some towing. All right, we've got our trailer on, pulling out. Again, first time ever trailering with it. We'll see. Do we get pushed around? What does it feel like? Definitely the truck has enough power to get started, get moving. Again, it's not that heavy back there, a couple thousand pounds. A little Polaris Ranger on a small trailer. So again, it's nothing crazy. Down here we've got a good steep grade coming down to this left turn. See how the brakes do. Yeah, a little bit extra braking, but you always got to brake a little extra coming down this turn. And then coming around the corner. Takes turns just fine. Yeah, let's see how she does. Get up to speed. We're gonna get going 60, 65 on this road here and see how she does kind of at highway speeds. Now you kind of feel the weight at highway speeds as the gearing up high like this, but the turbo's doing the work now, and I'm doing the speed limit easy, and the trailer's not pushing me around at all. You can just feel that there is a trailer behind you while you're doing highway speeds for sure. And that probably has to do more with the aerodynamics than it does with the weight, just because you got the aerodynamics of a brick in the truck and then the aerodynamics of a brick in the trailer. So, but I just, I'm doing highway speeds here, totally fine. And only had to make, 6 pounds of boost to go up that hill, and yeah, no, she's cruising. For now, that was an impressive little highway towing, slow speed towing. She does good. Absolutely. This is I think I'm gonna call this truck like literally the ultimate tradesman's classic pickup, because you could haul a trailer, you could drive this thing to work every day, you can do whatever you need to do, and this is a do-it-all for sure. If only this thing had a back seat and you could put your kids in it. But for now, it's pretty killer. All right, we're done, we're unloaded. Truck did better than I expected, honestly. It's pretty great. I wouldn't want to pull, again, 15,000 pounds. It'd be freaking great. So, okay, we're done with that, but absolutely confident one towing. You can use this thing as a work truck and haul around some, you know, at least a little bit of a decent payload, but the thing's awesome. It does really great trailering, and people were loving it when we pulled off and stopped up there and wanted to talk all about it, and it was great. So now we're gonna go cruise out to Rocky Gap, one of the best trails out here in Las Vegas, outside of Red Rock, and go see how this thing does off-road. I'll be honest, this is a 1-ton pickup. So do I expect this to be a freaking off-road machine? No, I do not. The last truck that we took on Rocky Gap was our last giveaway truck, our Comanche, and it did killer on that trail because that's an off-road pickup. This is not an off-road pickup. This is a 4-wheel drive 1-ton that, in my opinion, you would use 4-wheel drive to get yourself unstuck from situations while you were working out in the dirt, stuff like that. But do I expect you to go romp this thing off-road? No, but it should be able to be capable off-road and do those things it needs to do. So we're gonna go do that. That's my initial impression of it, is that if it's gonna be able to tow, it's not gonna be great off-road, and it's not gonna also be great on the street, and you gotta pick two. So I don't expect this to be the smoothest off-road experience. I expect it to be kind of bumpy, just like driving an OBS off-road, but we'll see how she does. And so let's cruise out there. It's about a 20-minute drive out to the trail, and then we'll get on the trail and go from there. So yeah, let's cruise. Washboard section here. Actually, the truck does very well through this washboard stuff. It's not super uncomfortable. You know, I don't expect the truck to get through this stuff very easily. This is a 1-ton pickup now, and kind of feels like, you know, 4-wheel drive 1-ton pickup. However, 37 with a nice ground clearance, and if you're going to do some longer trails, you can absolutely air down. We're at 40 pounds of tire pressure right now. Just crawling through this stuff pretty slow, and it is bouncy, that's for sure. All right, found a nice little spot up by this tree here. We're gonna pull in, take some pictures. That's enough bouncing around for me for one day. We're gonna pull in right here, take some nice photographs, and skedaddle. All righty then. Yeah. Bumpy on the trail. And again, we're not trying to hide anything from anybody and say like, yeah, this truck will do it all. It's soft, it's good. You know, the truck is great. It runs and drives excellently. It will make it up any trail. You're just gonna be bumpy the whole way up. It's a 1-ton pickup. What can you expect? However, I am stoked on the ride quality in general. Shackle reversal from Sky's Off-Road Design really does help a ton in the front. And then we're gonna see as we buy those heavier valve Bilsteins, does that help, or do we need to go back to the light valving like we have here? But it is great. Just in the front end alone is just the F350 stock leaf spring. So you're not riding on a lift spring and getting a really, really, really rough ride from a lift spring. So it is good, but it's as good as you could expect from a truck on leaf springs, a 1-ton truck that's this short as well. So again, you're gonna pick and choose what you get, but again, I think that this is gonna be something that you're gonna take your razor, go out to a trail, never get stuck because you've got 4-wheel drive. This is gonna be your toy hauler, something like that, daily driver, work truck, do whatever you wanna do, go to car shows, and it's just gonna be great for you. So I love it. It's an amazing, amazing truck. It's definitely the best driving pickup we've ever given away. You could drive this thing, literally sell your vehicle. You win this, sell your other vehicle, keep this as your only vehicle because it's just incredible. It's gonna be super reliable. Got plenty of power, steers, handles, brakes, does everything exactly how you'd want it to do. It's just freaking killer. And it is by far the truck I'm proudest of. I'm so proud of it. I love how it turned out. I want to keep it for myself. I say it every time, but I really do want to keep it for myself, but we're giving it away to one of you guys, and it's going to be killer. And so this truck is the first truck that we've ever given away that we're including the taxes. So we're paying the taxes on this bad boy because the build of this quality is going to be expensive, and we don't want the winner to have to come out of pocket a bunch of money in taxes. So we're paying for taxes on this one as well. So it's going to be great. I love it. I'm stoked to see who wins. Can't wait to see who wins. Yeah, so thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys appreciate it. Hope you guys like it. And yeah, we'll just over the next month of having the truck, we're gonna continue to improve upon it, do as much as we can to get it shaken down before the winner comes to get it, and then continue to help the winner as they continue to shake it down over the next year or so. But yeah, it's been a great truck. If you wanna win, go to hodsandmotors.com, pick out something that you like. Every $5 is one entry to win. And if you're seeing this video after May of 2023, we're probably giving away something just as cool, because every single giveaway, we're just getting better and better and better. So check us out, hodsandmotors.com, and see what else we got. Follow us on Instagram at hodsandmotors. But most of all, subscribe to us here on YouTube. We appreciate that YouTube's been growing. It's been great. And we're gonna continue to put out more videos as we build and show you the progress and all that kind of good stuff as well. So check us out on YouTube, subscribe to us here, hit the notification bell, and we will catch you guys on the next one.